And so I asked him if he would mentor me. So I have some interesting role models. As a young man, with my fiber optics company, I met a gentleman who wore coveralls and he drove a 1967 Cadillac Cimarron, right? Really old car. And we met and we were talking one day, and he says, "So, what would you think I do for a living?" And I said, "I have no idea. You look like you might be a dairy farmer." Right? And he says, "Well, I actually was a dairy farmer about 25 years ago, and then I sold my dairy." And he says, "I'm a developer, and I own most of the land that you can see east of here. I own pretty much all that land. Right? This is in Portland, Oregon area. And so basically everything east of 82nd Street is what he owned." And I said, "Well, so tell me about how you became a developer." And he says, "Well, I had some money from the sale of my dairy. And so I built a 100,000 square foot building. And about 3 weeks before I finished it, a company named Boeing came and offered me a 100-year lease on the building." And he said, and that just opened up more doors for me. So, he was worth about 350 million. That was about his when I met him. And so I asked him if he would mentor me. And for the next 15 years, he mentored me. And I would go to him with questions. I would go to him and ask, what would you do in this situation? And he always had answers that were not what I expected. And so I was getting a different, point of view every time from what I thought I would hear from him. He would always have something completely different. But over the years, he mentored me, and I began to also mentor as part of my give back. And so I've mentored quite a few people over the years, and it's been a lot of fun to watch them grow, right, and see them grow in their careers. And an interesting point here, a gentleman that I started mentoring 10 years ago is now mentoring my replacement. So, in my company. So that's what I call a great circle, right? Where if you actually help people grow their businesses, they successfully have an exit, and then they're saying, "How do I give back?" And I just called him up and said, "Hey, I have my replacement that I've hired, but I don't have time to give him all the training. Can you mentor him, please?" And he took that up as a responsibility and to give back, right?